another edition of Virtual Interactive Magic. We'll begin in just a minute. I want to say thank you all for joining us again. For those of you joining us on Facebook, please feel free to check us out at omarolusion.nyc. We have a few shows coming up. Check out our posters, check out our flyers. We have previous shows, previous episodes that you can check out at omarolusion.nyc. All right. Thank you all once again for joining us. At this time, we'd like to introduce you to our host. We have the one, the only. Let's give a huge round of applause from the comedy man himself. That's right, Lee Barrett.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Virtual Interactive Magic Theater. It is December 8th, Saturday, and we're here again doing a show for you guys. For the people who've been here before and for the few new people we've got, I think you're going to have a great time. We have some wonderful acts for you today. Before we get going, I always like to mention, if you noticed in the beginning, we had a couple posters up, virtual posters, some shows coming up, Flavors of Magic, and another show by Nelson Lugo. These shows are going to be coming up soon. I think Flavors in about 2 weeks. Nelson is Gathering of Magic. He has a show today and tomorrow. If you get a chance to check them out, you should. They're great shows with some great people on it, all right? But before we start get going, I want to show you guys a little something, because why else would I be here and I get a chance to get some attention? Because I always say I have a desperate need for attention, and that's why I do this. So let's bring the camera down here a little bit. I'm going to show you guys a little something. The advantage of being a magician is you get to do some things that normally you wouldn't do as an adult. As a kid, you can, but as an adult, you usually don't. One of them is to play with your food. Of course, in the magic world, I'm going to be playing with fake food, and it's all part of a magic trick, so it's okay if I do that. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a little tomatoes here, a little tomatoes, and you can see it. That's all I have with me today. What we're going to do here is this. I'm going to take just one of these guys here, place it into my hand, take my magic wand, I'm going to go tap, tap, like so. And of course, it ends up supposed to end up. 1 second here. No. Oh, I missed. End up over here. Okay, so that happens. Let's get rid of that. We'll recycle that later. Anyways, I was saying here we're going to take one of these little guys here, place it right about there, get a little tap, tap. Ends up, yes, right under the bowl. There you go. We're going to do? We're going to take one of these guys here, place it under there like so. Take the second one here, tomato, tomato. I say tomato, you say tomato, you say potato. I'm like, why are you talking about potatoes? It's not part of the trick, so stay focused, people. I'll place this one right about there. Tap, 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 tap. And of course, you get 2. 1 and 2. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this guy here, give a little rub, and we're going to get 3. Now we have 3. 1, 2, 3, these guys here, and of course you have the bowl. But you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to take one guy here, right? Place it in my pocket. One guy in my hand, one guy in my pocket, and that leaves how many? I should tell you, we're coming to the end of the trick, and we get to the end of the trick, we're just going to have one left, just one left. But right now, we're not really at the end just yet, so it's going to be 3. 1, 2, and 3. We'll do it again. I take one, place it in my pocket, one in my hand, one in my pocket here. And of course, as I said, at the end, we'll have 1. We're not at the end just yet, so we're going to have 3. 1, 2, 3. Now here we go, guys. This is the end. I'm going to take one place in my pocket, take one place in my hand, take one place in my pocket, take the magic wand this time, tap, tap, tap. We end up with, as I said, we'll have 1, but not here. Actually, right about there. tomato, tomato. Let's just call the whole thing off, shall we? Yes, we will. Okay. Now that I've started the ball rolling, let's go on to our first act today. This is a gentleman I've known for a very long time, and I consider a very close friend. He's also the reason we're here. This was his idea, his baby, if you will. He produces it. He takes care of all the tech. He takes care of all of us. Make sure we look good for you guys. So please give us a big round of applause. We bring on our first act today, the amazing Omar Illusion. Oh, I should mention we have a thing up here. This is a special event one of our people are put together. This is, I'll get that, make sure. Coming up tomorrow, if you follow the link here, it's called Meet Claus, the official meeting with Santa Claus from the North Pole. Tomorrow, Sunday at 6 p.m., they're going to be doing Santa will be doing a free reading of The Night Before Christmas. Okay, and you can watch it. And if you sign up for the first 20 people sign up for it, we'll win a chance to get a limited. We'll enter into a raffle for a free meeting with Santa Claus. And space is limited though, so first 20 people sign up for the Christmas reading with Santa tomorrow, which is free. You can get a chance to have a free meeting with Santa. And if you don't win the raffle for that, you can still have a meeting with Santa, and he sends you a letter you can fill out and get back, and you can sit, and Santa will talk to you through Zoom, your children through Zoom, and you can sign up for that. That, of course, I believe there's a fee on that. But tomorrow, again, there's a reading The Night Before Christmas by Santa, free, and it's first 20 families who sign up for it will be put in the raffle for the meeting with Santa. So it's a time of year, guys. You know, let's go see Santa. And unfortunately, it's got to be through Zoom, but still, it's a lot of fun. So check it out. All right. So that being said,
Ho, ho, ho! Well, hello there, friends. It's so wonderful to see you. In fact, I can't wait to share this magical story with all of you. In the meantime, be the best girls and boys you can be, and I'll see you very soon. Ho, 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 ho!
Dude, I think Santa just hacked us, dude.
I just saw that. Yes, it just popped up. We took over.
Yo, how does Santa Zoom bomb my? Oh, I feel so happy.
He's Santa. He can do anything he wants.
You're right. You're right. Well, hello all. Welcome again. A weird thing is having Santa here. I got in the mood for chocolate. Check it out. I don't know where they came from. They just appeared out of nowhere. I guess Santa knew that I was such a good boy. I was on the good list. I just hope these don't taste like coal. So I wanted to show you that actually these are two of my favorite candies. They're honestly left over from Halloween. I always love taking one of them. Ooh, my apologies. I dropped one. I like eating one of them, but I don't like eating the yellow one. The reason I don't like eating the yellow one because it hurts my tummy. So I have to make sure I manage how many of them I eat per day. So I make sure, even though I only have two, I like to eat just one. Only one of them I will eat. I will save that one for later. But then again, wait a second. I could have sworn that I put one away for myself. So you know what? Just to make sure, I'm going to show you guys. Look. It's going to go in my pocket, in my pocket, in my pocket. I'll move back a little bit more. In my pocket, in my pocket. Like, and empty, and empty, and empty, and empty. I wanted to show you guys a little something with my rings. Only reason is all my magic stuff is actually packed in the car because I have to run after this to do one more show. So my apologies. I don't want to leave you guys hanging. I wanted to start with something here. This ring. I had mentioned before that I often do magic with just this ring, not my wedding ring. The reason is this one I feel is a little bit more visible. In case I were to borrow one of your rings, we'll pretend this is one of yours. If I were to borrow this from you, if I ever see you in person, I would take your ring and put it on a security string. So this way, there's no possible way for me borrowing your ring would I be able to steal it no matter what. But you see, the thing is, even though it's your ring, it's my string. So now you know what to expect. See, if I were to take your ring, once again, place it onto the string, you could see it completely on there. And I know you want to see my hands open. Look, open. Open. The ring's there. I'll even show you both hands. I know that look. Yes, it's on the string. I promise you, it's on the string. See, I'll even show you as directly as possible. It's actually going straight through. So again, it's almost impossible to pull it off unless another little spot. See, I like doing this magic trick with this ring specifically because I can try to show you 1,000% how, look at that, look how perfectly in there it is. I'll even make it harder for myself by blocking it like so. Covering my hands and wrapping it just like that. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and well, you knew that was going to happen already, right? Because you remember the first magic trick, I kept saying, hands empty, hands empty, hands empty. See, I really enjoy performing this magic trick specifically because my son used to do this magic trick with me when he was younger. Matter of fact, I keep a memory of it. I was supposed to bronze these a long time ago, but I kept one of his shoes. For the life of me, I can't find the other one. But my son used to watch me do the magic trick with the ring, and he would take my ring often. Move this off to the side, my apologies. He would take my ring often, and he would try to make it disappear in his hand. He said, "Daddy, do the magic trick with the ring where you make it disappear." I said, "All right, I'll give it a try, but we need the magic word." Now, you guys are going to play the part of my son. Can everybody say, just like this, wiggle your hands, say abracadabra. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and abracadabra. And the ring goes completely gone, not on my hands, not on my fingers, but remember my son? There we are. We'll untie this. There we go. And there goes the ring. Thank you all again for joining us. I do appreciate it. We're going to shoot it right back to Lee. Lee, are you ready?
Yes, I am. Lord, ladies and gentlemen, applause for Omar. Yay. Again, he's the reason we're here. Thank you so much, Omar. And you're right. Don't use your own wedding band for a magic trick, because if you lose it, you're going to need a miracle to save yourself from that one. Trust me on that one. I know from experience. Anyways, so that was Omar, ladies and gentlemen. He's only our first act today. And again, I want to mention we have some great talent here today. Next up is a gentleman who I believe this is maybe his third time with our show, but or second time, not sure, but we're so glad he's back with us because he brought a lot of great magic last time he was here, and he's got a lot of great magic for you now. And I think he's going to add a little bit of science to that as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, let's give a round of a Zoom applause, like this or like that, or using the emojis for Alakazam.
Why, thank you, Lee. Thank you for that great introduction. Indeed, my name is Alakazam, and alaka-that.com if you're looking it up online. Not only do I do magic, but I taught science for decades, a traveling scientist, and I've combined the magic and the science to present to you a little bit of science magic today. Now, this first trick is one that you may know. In fact, you may have actually tried it because it's a very popular science trick. However, I promise a magical ending to this one. So let me get into place our science demonstration table and present to you the water suspension. Now, what is it, folks? Magicians, when they do their magic, they'll often use a stick that they wave around to make the magic happen. And what is that? What is that they use? Yep, you're right, a wand. So I have my magic wand. I have my empty green wash basin. These are the two items we're going to use, and it's from the basin that will produce our props. Abracadabra, alakazam, what is it? It's an index card. Not one, but 2 index cards. What else might be in the depth? From below, there arises a jar full of water. Now, this water itself is pretty dense stuff. It's heavy. And the trick here is we're going to try to defy gravity. Now, as you may have seen before, you can take a jar of water, a cup of water, and if you do this at home, do it over a sink. You can place an index card on there. Now, I should first point out that this room that I am in is full of air. Thank goodness. We need air to breathe, but air takes up space and it has pressure. Let's see what we can do. Well, placing the card on top, if we invert it, we can take my hand off and the card holds the water up, defying gravity. Well, the air in the room is helping hold it up. The air in this jar, it has a slightly lower pressure. When the jar gets flipped over, it gets bigger with no new air going in there. So that's what keeps the card in place. What do you think would happen if we took the card away? Yeah, yep, check those predictions. I'll take the card away and sure enough, the water comes rushing out. So that's a little tricky, but I promised you something trickier still. So what I have for you is a larger jar. And this larger jar will be likewise filled with water. And we'll take the larger jar, cover it with the card, invert the card, and once again, it stays suspended. But here's the extra magic I promised you. Alakazam. We can take the card off and it stays suspended there, just hanging, defying the forces of gravity. No wires, no suction cups, no hidden magnets. But let's see if the amazing Alakazam can get the water to come out. 1, 2, 3, Alakazam. And then the water comes rushing out. That is the amazing water suspension trick, folks. Well, I have another demonstration for you. It might be good to have this water around because I'm going to show you a combustion trick. And is anyone aware of what is combustion? Combustion, in a word, I'm going to look at our gathering today. Combustion, in a word, is fire. Fire. And there's 3 things we need for fire. Does anyone want to say what are the ingredients for fire? What's one thing we need? Well, if you're starting a campfire, for example, you're going to need some wood or sticks, fuel. Ooh, Marion came up with the hardest one, the invisible ingredient, namely oxygen. So we need fuel, we need oxygen. One other ingredient is heat. Heat, fuel, oxygen is the secret to fire. Now, speaking of fuel, do you think steel can burn? Steel burn? We make pots and pans out of it so it doesn't melt at those temperatures. But steel, and what I have here is some steel wool. Steel wool is not wool at all. It's not from a sheep. It's steel threads. What I did is I took some of this steel wool and I fluffed it up and put it into this container. Now, before I start this combustion demonstration and the magic, the trick is, where are all the components coming from? I maintain that steel can burn, so we got a fuel here. There's oxygen in the room, like Marion suggested. But where does the heat come from in this next demonstration? Now I'm going to move you up a little closer so you can see the jar. These combustion demonstrations are not ones for you kids to try at home alone, just that safety warning. But I do have a fire extinguisher at the ready, and I will wear safety goggles while attempting the combustion magic. So here's our steel wool. This looks a little better in lower light. So we'll dim the light some, and we'll use my magic wand once again to make the magic happen. Let's darken it even more. Alakazam. And the steel wool starts combusting. And that is real fire, folks. The steel in there is made up of 2 metals. It's an alloy. It's iron and carbon. And the iron is burning. It's what's combusting. It's combining with oxygen in the room, forming a compound called iron oxide. So this steel wool ends up actually weighing more at the end than it did at the start, which I think is kind of interesting, kind of not intuitive. Usually you burn a log and it gets much lighter. You're left with ashes. This steel wool combustion reaction is actually gaining weight as it goes. The gray steel wool, as it combusts, turns into iron oxide. And I can show you now some of what's happened. The black parts are iron oxide. The gray parts those have not combusted yet. So I'm going to put some of the gray, the uncombusted part towards the top, and let's see if we can figure out together, where did the heat come for this magic trick? Abracadabra. And can we find some unburnt steel wool? There, it's catching some. And wait, what's that? There's a battery attached to that wand. Yeah, it turns out that electricity from this 9-volt battery, when it goes through the wires, it creates enough heat to catch it on fire. So that is steel wool combustion, folks. Now I have a, oh, well, thank you, both of you. I have another demonstration to share with you that starts with an observation on your part. I have here a container of what? What do you imagine this is?
Marbles.
Marbles? Yeah, there are such things as magnetic marbles that are cool and they stick together. These ones also stick together, but they're not magnetic. They're plastic beads, Mardi Gras beads, all in a strand. Now, I put them in there neatly. I wonder what you think would happen if I were to take this end, pull it out of the container some distance and let it go. Any predictions or ideas of what might happen? Well, we're going to find out together. This looks a little better against a white background. And thank you, Ella, for your prediction that it'll spill out. Let's check her prediction. Let's check all your predictions by getting it started. Here we go. Did you see that? It came out very fast. Yeah, once it got started, it just kept going. Now, what's that force? What's the force that's pulling it down? Pulls everything down here on Earth. You know it. Yeah, gravity. So gravity's pulling those beads down, but did you see them rise up? They were rising up out of the container a little bit. And that's the magic here, I think. Those beads levitate magically. Let's see if we can try this again, because I have some more beads. Yes, people have told me I've lost my marbles, but I've got plenty of beads. Yeah, in this container, so over 4,000 beads strung together. And once again, they're in there in a very neat pattern. Let's watch the science. Here we go. Wow, so super cool. It's fine. And did you see the levitation effect? Yeah, that, my friends, the force of gravity is creating a first force, but it's Newton's law that explains why those beads rise up out of the container. For every force, there's an equal and opposite force. So when that strand gets pulled out of the container, there's an upward force. Well, the opposite force is downward. The beads, they can't move. I'm holding the container, so they don't get pushed downward. That opposite downward force gets transferred into an upward force that makes them rise. Let's finish off this science demonstration with some more beads. Yeah, some more beads. In this container, these are metallic beads strung together. There's a gold strand connected to a silver strand for a total of 61 meters. 9,800 beads. Let's see what they look like as they go rushing by. Now, the demonstration works actually even better from a higher height. So physics students will do this off the side of a building. They're crazy, crazy in a good way. But physics students will do it from a building. I'm going to do it from a step stool today. Let's watch the science. Little tangle there, but we got it going on. Wow. Nearly 10,000 beads speeding by. The physics of the chain siphon. Well, I hope you've enjoyed what you saw today. We're going to close with one more combustion demonstration. So watch the science. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Science Magic by Alakazam. Thank you very much. Check me out at alaka-sam.com.
Let's give a round of applause for Alakazam! Yes! Did I say a little bit of science? That was a lot of magic with a lot of science involved with that. Oh my goodness, I learned something. That shocked me.
A miracle.
I know. Ladies and gentlemen, get another round of Alakazam there. Check out his website. I think it's a picture there. Check it out. You know what? That's the thing about magic. It really is incorporates so many different things of science and psychology and performance. It's there's so much involved with it, and I think that's one of the reasons I love to do it. But enough about me. I can talk about me all day, and I usually do by myself, but not now. Now we're going to move on to our next performer, ladies and gentlemen. This person, he appears and then he does a show for a little while and goes away and comes back because he's busy. He's busy doing shows for people. He's a busy performer here in the New Jersey and in New York areas, doing kids shows, family shows, holiday shows. And but we're always happy when he's here with us because he gets to share some of the magic with us and you, our Zoom viewers. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause, Zoom style, for the magic of Xanadu! Yeah!
You guys hear me? Thumbs up if you can hear me. All right, perfect. All right. Guys, first and foremost, thank you for coming and joining us at the virtual interactive magic theater. Guys, watch carefully. I hope you guys like that. Let me see how we're going to set this up because I need a volunteer to do a card trick. Can you set up the camera down here if it's possible? All right, perfect. There we go. All right, I need a volunteer to give me a hand. Let's see who we can choose.
Hi, I'll volunteer.
Ella, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing pretty good. I can't complain. How are you enjoying the show so far?
Doing great. I love the Santa hat.
Oh, thank you. I'm in a Christmas festive mood. Check out my Santa.
Oh, all right.
All right. Here's what I'm going to do. I need you to pay really close attention. All right. I'm going to have you select the card. Now, the way it's going to be done is like this. I'm going to ripple through the cards like this. And you're going to say stop. So wherever you tell me to stop, that's where I'm going to stop, okay? Are you ready?
Can't quite see the cards.
Just tell me when to stop, okay?
Okay. Stop.
Look at this card right here. Do you see it?
Let me see. Yeah.
Right here.
Okay.
See it?
Yes.
Everybody sees the card.
Yeah, we see it.
Yes.
Yep.
This is going to happen. I'm going to put this in here in the middle. Is that more or less in the middle? going to push it to the center of the deck, and I'm going to cut it. Then I'm going to shuffle it. Now, your card is lost somewhere in this pile. And what you're going to do is you're going to pick a number between 1 and 52. Now, don't pick number 1, because number 1, was that your card?
No.
Okay. And 2 would be this one. Is that your card?
No.
Oh, okay. So that means that your card is somewhere here in the deck. What I want you to do is I want you to pick a number between 1 and 52. Whatever number you pick, that's going to be your card. Okay? Ella, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. What number are you thinking of?
15.
15? All right. I want you to help me count to 15. Are you ready?
Okay.
All right. Here we go. That's what?
1,
1,
2, 3,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
right there so everybody can see it now. None of these are your cards, right?
No.
Any of these your cards?
No, I don't think
Oh,
so.
that's what we got. This is number 15. What was your card?
4 of spades. Oh, wow.
4 of spades.
Wow.
Guys, that concludes my part of the magic. I hope you guys are enjoying it and having a great time. And guys, happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy everything. Take it away.
Yes! Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for Xanadu! Happy everything to you too, sir. Wow, we've got some great stuff, guys, but we're not done yet. So a few more performers to go. Before we do, though, always take a quick second and say we are here every Saturday from 1 to 2. So if you want to come back, if you love the show, come on back. You'll love the next show. If you don't like this show, come back. We'll have some different performers. You'll love that one. So it's a win-win for you guys. Always is. All right, keep that in mind. And again, it's a free show, guys. So, enjoy. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Tell strangers. We'll do this for anybody. As I said before, I have a desperate need for attention, so I'll do this for anyone myself personally. And again, a big shout out to Omar Illusion, because he is the guy who put this together, and he also works with the Flavors of Magic show. If you see the lad there in his screen, they just did a show Thursday, and the next one's going to be, I think, in 2 weeks. Check the thing for that. I think that's right. He's got some great people on there too. You'll see some of the same performers, but you'll see some different ones too. I think you'll really enjoy it. And also Nelson Lugo's show, Gathering of the Magic. This is his first Zoom magic show he's performing out of the theater he built out of his apartment, like we all are doing right now. He had the show last night. He's got another one tonight at 8 p.m. and then tomorrow at 5. Check out Nelson Lugo's show. I believe there is a small charge for the tickets, but it's worth it because he's a great performer. He's been on our show a couple times, and we're always happy to have him here. All right, so that being said, and I think one more shout out to the Santa reading, which is happening tomorrow. One of our regulars here asked us to promote it for. We'd be happy to, because it sounds like a lot of fun, a chance for you to have your kids. If anybody has kids here, I don't. I am childlike. That's as close as I get. Chance to not only hear Santa do a reading of night before Christmas, but you can have Santa visit with your family via Zoom, and a chance to talk to Santa for the holidays. And I think that's great. So now it's time to bring on our next performer, gentlemen. I got to know when he was working at the one still existing magic shops in New York City, and probably one of the best Tans magic. He is a performer, does magic and mentalism, and has an amazing memory skill as well. I should mention he's going to be teaching. Hold on, I made some notes for this. He's going to be teaching a master memory class. And if you're interested in that, you can check it out via Facebook. And he also has magicdave@lol.com. So it's a great course, not just for performers, but for people like normal people like you guys, chance to improve your memory. And, we all would like that. So ladies and gentlemen, let's bring out this performer here I've known for a long time. He's going to blow your socks off. Bring it out for David First in Magic, David first. Can everybody hear me? Am I good?
David.
Okay. Let's see. You know what? That was really good. Are you guys hungry? Well, you know what? Now that it's holiday time, I have some money to share. This is the best part. Do you see the dollar bills? I can make it look like a lot of money, but this is just a trick that magicians do, where they take dollar bills, they go back and forth like this, and it looks like a lot of money. The whole trick with this is I'm not really taking the money. If you're really going to take the money, you want to take the ones. Watch the ones, because if you want big money, all you do is a flick, and you can make it change to $100 bills. And now you have $500. It's one of my favorite things to do is to take dollar bills, 500, and they always say they're double-sided bills, and you're right. I'm looking at the money, and there's 100 on each side. There's 100 on each side. They are two-sided to make sure they're real money. Hundreds on each side, $500 bills. That's great. All you have to do is give me your wallets. You can mail me the wallets. It takes 24 hours for processing. And then what I will do is I will mail it back to you. So once I get all your dollar bills in the mail, I'll send it back. So make sure you put a self-addressed stamped envelope, and that would be great. If you don't want the dollar bills or no one carries cash, that's okay, because I have green stamps. I have S&H green stamps, and that's great too. So I'm only 4 books away from dishes. So holidays are coming. Make sure you save your green stamps. Now, I've seen a lot of people do magic, and what I usually do is I try and do card tricks, but I was bored. And since I'm bored and I have all blank cards, I actually took the deck of cards, took an eraser and whiteout, and I blanked them all. Why? Because I'm bored. And as a magician, if I'm losing the game, I'm going to erase all of the cards. And then when no one is looking, I will make my own cards. It's true. Magicians do this all the time. Magicians will take a card, switch a card, do sleight of hand. But what I like to do is to take blank cards and make cards myself. All you need to do is maybe take the box, rub it, think of a card, let's say the 5 of diamonds, and it'll appear. The problem is if you're going to play with a deck of cards, you need a back. This doesn't have a back. What you need to do is take it, rub it on the box, and you can make a back. Very cool. You can start making the whole thing because look, you have back and a face, but that could be any card. Any card. But if you want to play the game, you have to cut to another card. Let's say the 2 of hearts is one of my favorites. You know why I know the 2 of hearts is one of my favorites? Because in my pocket, I always keep a spare. In case I can't print it, you keep a spare. The best part about that is, let's say I don't want the 2 of hearts. You give it a cut and a shake, and you can make them back to blank. This way, no one knows you're cheating. But sometimes you want, let's say, 9 of clubs. You can think of the 9 of clubs. You can think of the back. If you're really good, you can actually think of the whole deck of cards. And now you have 52 cards, and you can play your own card game and hang out with me. And of course, if you're losing, I would expect you to get your whiteout and your eraser, give it one more shake, and then of course it goes back to being blank. Just like that. So I'll do one more for you. Let me think. Actually, I'm going to tell you a quick story. You guys want to hear a story? Do I get a thumbs up?
Oh, yeah.
All right. I know everyone has holiday stories, but I'm going to show you one of my favorite stories that is from Prohibition. I don't think anyone's old enough for Prohibition, but this is a story that I like to share
called Little Joe versus the Godfather. It's a story. I'm going to show you how it goes. So I'm going to give it a couple of cuts and some shuffles. And it's a really fun story. And it's been passed down to me from generation to generation. And Little Joe versus the Godfather, once there was a guy, and his name is Little Joe. And he worked for the Godfather right here in New York City. And what happened was, the Godfather said, Little Joe, there are 4 guys coming from Chicago. We want you to pick them up. They're coming in on the train. So Little Joe goes and he picks up 4 guys, 4 kings, just like that. And they're the 4 kings. Little Joe says, where'd you find them? He says, 68th Street. He thought that was really great. So he says, you know what? Here's $200. That's great. But now that these 4 guys are here, they need dates. Can you find them some dates? So Little Joe goes back, finds 4 ladies, 2 brunettes, 2 redheads. That's great. The Godfather says, where'd you find them? 68th Street. That's great. Here's another $200. He says, oh, this is going to be a lot of fun. What's going to happen next? We need some music. We need music. Can you get a band? Little Joe looks and says, yeah, we'll get a band. We'll get 4 guys. Well, 3 guys. We'll get Sal, Joe, Mikey, and some guy named Big Larry to carry the equipment. Godfather's impressed. Where'd you find them? Of course, you guys know. Where is it? 68th Street. How much you get paid? $200. This is amazing. But now he says, now that we have the party, we need drinks. So Little Joe decides, I'll go get some drinks, but it's prohibition. You have to be extra careful. So he says, here, I'll get some alcohol. I got 2 bottles of Johnny Walker Red, 2 bottles of Johnny Walker Black. Where did he get it? No. 77th Street. You remember, it's prohibition. You had to go back to the back door, where Big Larry was. He snuck in downstairs. That was great. That's a big deal. He got a lot of money. He got $500. Godfather's really happy. Everything is going great. But all this money, I need change. Here, can get me 410. So we come back. There's another $500. You're doing everything we can. He says, Little Joe, how long you doing this? He goes, I've been working for you guys forever. Godfather says, that's great. Are you 34? No, 35. Any kids? Sure. 7. 4 boys, 3 girls. Thank God they look like their mother. So he says, you know what? This has been so good. You've been working hard. Do you want to come into the game? Little Joe says, sure. How much is it? Godfather puts down $30,000 and says, we're going to play 1 game. You win, you get the pot. You lose, you work for me for free. Little Joe says, I'll test my luck. Godfather deals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for him. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to Little Joe. Little Joe is nervous. He's doing great. He's confident. The Godfather looks at his hand and says, I never lose. I run this town. I run this place. And he shows 1 9, a pair of 9s, 2 9s, and another pair of 9s. That's 4 9s for the Godfather. Little Joe says, I got you 4 guys. I got the drinks. I got your change. I got the ladies. I got the band. I did everything you can. I'm finally in this. I worked very hard. And of course, he decides, I'm taking the pot. There's a 4 of spades, a 5 of spades, a 6 of spades, a 7 of spades, and an 8 of spades, having a straight flush. And that is how Little Joe beat the Godfather. So now you know the story. I'm Magic Dave. I'm the first name in magic, mind reading, and memory. I will leave you with this thought. And thank you so much for having me. And I will send it back with the magic. Salute to you. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you again soon. Stay safe. That was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for David First. This is his first time on our show, and hopefully it won't be the last. Again, mentioned he is starting a master memory course. You can find him at David First on Facebook. Check him out on Facebook. He'll have a link there. at some point, I'm sure. Also, magicdave@aol.com. You can email him that directly if you're interested and take a look at it. I think it'll be great. You know, we only got one performer left. If you guys don't mind, I want to do one quick thing, if that's okay with everybody here. I'm guessing it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to need help from someone from the audience. Let's see who we not used much today at all. There's a Suzanne Flaschenberg. Am I saying that right? Would you like to help?
Hi.
Is this your first time at our show?
No, I've been to a couple.
Me too. What a coincidence! Oh my God, that's so cool. What I would like you to do, Suzanne. Do you do magic at all?
No.
Okay, neither do I. Don't tell the others. I have them fooled. Suzanne, what I want you to do is, I have what I call a prediction. I want you to name any card in the deck. Any one you want. Now, here's the thing. Don't go with a joker, though. I hate jokers. They mock me. Besides that, any card. First off, Susan, did you and I pre-arrange any of this today?
No.
Too bad. It's a lot easier when you do that. Keep that in mind. So, Suzanne, do me a favor. Out loud, name any card you like.
6 of Hearts.
6 of Hearts. Suzanne, would you be amazed if I had a picture of the 6 of Hearts right here on this jumbo card?
Yes, I would.
Oh, be amazed. 6 of Hearts, Suzanne. And all the 52 cards showing. There you go. I laughed, you laughed, no one else did, but who cares? But Suzanne, I don't want to leave you with just a joke before I bring on our next performer. I want to leave you with an actual magic. 6 of Hearts. You sure that's the card you want?
Sure.
I'll let you change your mind right now if you want to.
Nope, 6 of Hearts is good.
Because over here, I don't know if you see my little table. I happen to have a deck of cards just sitting here. I'm going to open it up. Because in this deck of cards, Suzanne, sitting here, something told me today, someone named Suzanne was going to choose a card today, was going to choose one card and one card only and stick with it. So I took out my deck of cards and I removed that card, and when I put it back in, but I left it a little different from all the rest. Actually, I left it face down in a face-up deck, Suzanne. This entire deck here, I only have one card that's face down, and that card happens to be
the 6 of Hearts. Yay!
I enjoyed that. That's the important part. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to bring on our final act today. This guy, he's been with us from the start. We always like to let him close because he just blows people's minds away, and it's a great way to end the show. Let me tell you something, and he is tenacious. Nothing stops him from doing our show. Not even getting hit by a car, because it did. And that did happen. 5 days later, I'm back, and we're like, okay, fine, whatever you want, Tommy.
We love you, Tommy.
Obviously, you cannot be killed, so we're not going to say no to Tommy. So, guys, do me a favor. I want you to bring on here. Now, I should mention, though, before, Tommy Burnett has started his own podcast. And if you want to follow it, he does it once a week on Fridays. You can find him on Facebook. Take a look at it. Magic and Mysticism, I believe it's called. He's just started it, but I think you really enjoy it. If you like Tommy, you like it. If you like magic, you'll like it. If you like both, it's a double thing for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, please let's bring out our final performer today, the amazing and magical and mystical Tommy Burnett.
Hey, oh, what a great intro. What a great intro. Thank you, Lee. And thank you, everybody who performed before me. The so far is a great show, which adds a lot of pressure on me to keep the show going good. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. I know we have some new people here. I see Dave and Donna, I've never met before. Connie and Susan have been here before. And of course, Marion and Ella are two of my favorite people. I'll see if I can get to all of you, but I want to get to people who haven't seen me before yet because, well, I have a small following. I'm trying to, yeah. Thank you, Omar. Let's try Drew and Donna. Would you mind helping me out, Drew and Donna?
Sure.
Excellent. Oh, great. We're side by side. If I look the wrong way in real life, I'm now looking at you. If I look at you in real life, I'm looking away from this. Yeah, the magic of TV. So I'm going to try something really quick here. Drew, I want you to think of any word in the English language. Just think of it.
Okay.
Don't make it too long, though. But yeah, that one there. Yes, good. Would you be impressed if your word was inside this envelope?
I would, yes.
Yeah, so would I. No, but look, your word is inside this envelope. If you don't believe me, here is the
Mm-hmm.
in the Cambridge Dictionary, and your word is in here. That was a joke, but later on, actually, remember your word, because inside this envelope here, I have written something down. It is a word in the English language. And I'm hoping it's what you're thinking of. So don't say it yet, but we're going to move over to Ghana. Try something with Ghana. Hi, Ghana, how are you?
Okay.
Good. And we've never met before. And you seem very happy about that, but that's okay. I want you to yeah, I'm going to show you a grid that has 16 numbers on it. Now, we're going to try and come up with our own number in this grid and using 4 color markers: red, black, yellow, and blue. And what's going to happen is you can either go up or down or side to side, and you can pick whatever row or column you want to use, and then you pick a color, and I will draw a line through a row or column, and then you'll see where we're going with this as we do it. But by the end, we will have a random number. Okay? So where would you like to begin? Would you like to go across or up and down?
How about a cross?
Okay, and would you like to do the top, the second row, third row, or fourth row?
How about the second row?
The second row. And what color would you like to use for that row?
Oh, let's go blue.
Okay, we'll do blue for the second row. Just like that, okay? And would you like to do 1, 3, or 4 for this one?
4,
4, and what color?
black.
Black. We'll do a little more science. Black is the combination of all colors. That's all the science. That's why we have Alice and Sam. So you feel 4, take your more. and for the black, which is kind of drying out, for 4, that leaves red and yellow, and 3.
Red.
Red, and you want the
Oh, 3.
3, okay. Fair enough. Not your fault. It's my lack of instruction. Okay, so there's the third one, and by default, yellow for the top one. And it's not over yet, folks. Now we're going to go up and down, because what we're going to do is whatever it can join in line, up and down, that's what we're going to use. So you want we're going to do the same thing, but up and down now. So you want to start on 1, 2, 3, or 4.
How about 2?
And what color would you like to use?
Blue.
Blue. So, and you see where the joint is at number 6. Okay. So now we have 1, 3, and 4 left.
4?
4, and what color? Yeah, yellow, black,
Yellow.
yellow. And you said 4?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. And again, It converges 4. So we have a 6, and we have a 4. So now we have 1 and 3 left.
Let's go 1.
And you want red or black?
Red.
Red. And of course, by default, that leaves black for here. So we have a 9. And we have a 15. So we have 4. We have 6. 4 is 10. And 9 is 19. And 15 is 34. Right? Now, that was a whole lot of work just to get one number, right? But here on the back of the card, an envelope. And inside that envelope, which is sealed very well, is a card. And there's nothing else. In that on this card, I wrote the following. After all that work, trying to make it random, I knew that you would end up with the number 34.
Very good.
Mind blown, mind blown. Now, Drew, we'll come back to Drew in a little while, so don't forget your words.
Okay.
And actually, if you want to change it between now and the time I call on you again, feel free.
Mhm.
Because I'm not quite sure if my prediction is actually correct or not, but I think I am. But anyway, let's move on to actually, there's somebody else new here. Does anybody want to get called on? Orlando, perfect. Hi, Orlando.
How you doing? Oh, let me unmute.
No, I can hear
Oh,
you.
okay. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Very good.
Good. And we haven't met before either, right?
We've never met.
And don't be so eager. No, no, that's fine. I like to try something with you using a 2x2 grid, and it's the same thing on both sides. One side will be for you, and I will write your name on. Actually, I'll write your name. In the middle there, like that.
Sounds good.
And then on my side, I'm going to put my name in the middle, so that way we know the difference between the two. I'm also going to number the, you can close these so they don't gray up. I'm also going to number each one. So I'm going to put a 1, a 2, a 3, a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4. A 1 and a 2, and okay. And then on the other side, we'll do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, and 4, just like so, right? And you can tell that we're kind of going in a circle, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? I'm trying to make it as simple as possible for everybody to follow. What's going to happen is I'm going to write something down on one, and then I'm going to ask you to name something. And hopefully by the time we get to 4, there'll be some kind of connection between the both of us. Okay? So I'm going to write down Yeah, I think I'm gonna write down a color. Let's see. All right, so I've written down a color, and it's exactly on the back of one. So for you, name any color. Go ahead and name any color.
Pink.
Pink. So I will write pink right there for you. Okay. And now I'm going to go to number 2, and I'm going to make a geometric shape, sort of like a circle or a square, but not those. Okay, I think. Right, yeah. Okay, we got that. Do you have a geometric shape in mind?
Yes.
What are you thinking?
An octagon like a stop sign.
An octagon, so 8 sides, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sort of like that, right?
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Now the next thing we're going to think of is, yeah, that works. A number between 1 and 20. Okay, good. I think it's right. Okay, so now the numbers be any number from 1 to 20.
Oh, that's easy. My age, 18.
Oh, it's my age too. Uh, we could be twins. Okay, and then finally, I have a deck of cards. And normally I don't do it with a deck of cards, but I'm kind of a little bit lazy today. But I'm going to give you some shuffle here. Sorry, it's not my best shuffle. I'm not really good with cards, so and then something that I used to do when I was a kid was when I collected baseball cards, and we would trade our cards, and we would shuffle a pack like this, and then somebody would say, "Okay, stop," and whatever we stopped on, that was the card that they had to take it. Right? So we're going to do the same thing, except we're not going to be trading. This is just you picking a card. Okay? So you say stop and right here?
Right there.
Okay, and so that would be the Jack and Diamonds. So I will write down Jack and Diamonds right there, and I shouldn't have done it that way because I forgot to write something down first. Okay, so we're gonna do it like this. Let's say we do it this way. I'm gonna cross out the Jack and Diamonds because I honestly, like Lee said, I did get hit by a car about a month ago, and sometimes my mind is not the best it can be. So we're going to try this again. Let me just tell you that all of these cards are different, right? And I will give them a mix, but I just want you to see that they are all different. I'm going to write down the name of a card that I think you're going to pick. Okay, and then, so that still leaves one for you. And we'll make it a little bit easier to say stop anywhere you want.
Stop.
Here, and we'll take this card and whatever this is. Okay, King of Diamonds. Okay, so I will write down the King of Diamonds down here. Okay, so keep in mind that except for the last one where I kind of messed up. But even then, I gave my answers first, right? But I asked you to think of a color and you said pink. I asked you to think of a shape and you said an octagon. Then I asked you to think of a number and you said 18. And then I asked you to stop me at any card and you stopped me at the King of Diamonds. And my predictions were pink, octagon, 18, and the King of Diamonds.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you. Even with the mistake, it was good. Thank you. So now, thank you, Orlando, for your help. I want to go back to Drew, if I can. So thank you for helping me out, Orlando. And hi, Drew.
Hello.
So there's, I don't know if you can still see this.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been here the entire time. Right?
Yes.
And you've been watching me. I haven't had time to write anything down and put it in the envelope. And you haven't even told me what word you're thinking of. So, by the way, what is the word you're thinking of?
Shoe.
Shoe. So S-H-O-E, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing, because in this envelope, well, first of all, let me just tell you that it has a seal on it, right? And the seal is, I was hoping, but if I open the envelope, I can pull out this piece of paper that has another seal on it. And if I break that seal, it says, I think, well, I know, shoe is the word thinking of.
Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It was Tommy Burnett. I hope you had a good time. If not, you can blame me. No. Back to Lee Barrett with my mouth and head.
Thank you for that, Tommy. Round of applause for Tommy. Ladies and gentlemen, that's our show. Another one in the done for the year. We only have a couple more left for the start of the new year. Please come back and check us out every Saturday, 1 to 2. All right, it's the virtual live magic. Again, bring your friends, bring your family. Let's give a big round of applause for our acts today. Omar Illusion was the first one you saw. Give him a round of applause. Then we had Alaka Sam with his science magic lesson for us all. We had Xanadu, who was amazing us with his magical skills. Of course, David First in magic. And finally, Tommy Burnett, the amazing, indestructible Tommy Burnett. I was your host, Lee Allen. Thank you so much for coming out. Hopefully we'll see you again. Enjoy the December, enjoy the holidays, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen. On that with Magic Finger! Yay!